Hi, Dave Likes here. Talking about automatic exposure with your camera or smartphone. Exposure is automatic. And otherwise, it doesn't matter whether it's sunny out with your sunglasses on or, cloudy. The camera will automatically adjust exposure to get the best looking picture. So a lot of times we think, okay, well, I see this when I look through the viewfinder, but your camera doesn't see color. Your camera sees this. It sees shades of gray. And that's how it adjusts exposure. Now, the problem with this is, I should say it's not a problem until you get certain backgrounds which can fool the camera. Okay, an example of this is having a black cat against a black background. So the camera is trying to make the subject what nature typically has 18% gray. So whatever it sees, it tries to adjust it to 18% gray. It assumes that anything more or less than 18% gray is improper exposure. So when you have a black cat against a black background, that's this wall here I have, then it says, oh, well, we don't have enough exposure, so it opens up the lens, allows more light in, and makes this black cat gray. And this is what your camera would end up doing. Okay, so that's one example of your smart camera or phone not being so smart. Another example of this is when you have a white cat against a white background. Again, now it sees, okay, the subject's super white. Okay, there's just too much light on it. It assumes, because again, it's looking for 18% gray. So what's it do? It stops down the exposure. It closes the lens to make a smaller lens opening. And when it takes the shot, it actually darkens a white cat, making it gray. See, again, it's trying to make whatever it sees 18% gray. So one of the tricks, or not tricks, but things you have to keep in mind when you're picking a background is, number one, you want to make something that make sure your background has some light on it. And number two is make sure that the background is not too dark or too light in nature. Okay, so here we got a background of this person and their dog, and behind them are trees and building and blue sky. Now, I don't care if it's blue or white, but in this example, I just or light colored blue, I should say, or white, because again, remember, blue sky is almost like having a white sky. Okay, so typically with your smartphone, it defaults to wide angle, and everybody stands like 6 feet away. And when you do that, you're going to get some sky in the picture. Okay, well, that sky is white, and it's going to have a tendency to do what? Well, if it's white, then it's going to underexpose. Okay? So rather than do that, and my suggestion is to stand back and then zoom in. The reason you stand back is because you don't want to shoot people with a wide angle lens if you can help it. There's ways to do it, but I suggest that you stand back with your smartphone or camera, maybe 15 feet or so, and then zoom in to keep no sky, okay? Again, make sure there's enough light on it, but on the background, but don't include the sky. Okay, so with no sky, your automatic camera or smartphone is going to automatically adjust the exposure to be correct. It's going to adjust it to 18% gray. Okay, so my final point is to get correct exposure, pick and or zoom into the medium tone, into a medium tone background with light on it. And that's it. That's it for this lesson. Thanks.